Hello everybody, my name is Safi and today I'd like to share and discuss with you the relocation offer. Relocation offer that's been made available to people who live in public housing commission. And we all know that majority of tenants who lives in public housing commissions are our community members. So what's about the offer and what you need to know and how we can involve, help and the rest. So let me give you background information first. If you do remember, a few weeks ago, the local government imposed a hard lockdown to 6 towers in Melbourne. North Melbourne, Flemington and Kensington, and there's about 3,000 people get affected. How many towers do we have in Victoria that belong or managed under the DHS and of course the public housing states? We have, believe it or not, 43. We've got 43 towers in Victoria. So how many people live in 43 towers do you think? If you've got 6 towers, like alone, in our areas here, North Melbourne, Flemington and Kensington, we've got 3,000 people live. So that's about 500 in each tower. So if you've got about 43 towers, how many people live as public housing tenants? I think, my guess, don't quote me for that, it's about 20,000 tenants live at this point in time in towers in Victoria. However, the towers out of those 43, why the 6th one got imposed the hard lockdown a few weeks ago? Because they identified that the tenants who live there are vulnerable members of our communities, number one. And number two, there's a risk of catching coronavirus or spreading coronavirus. And as you know as well, the crowding living condition of those tenants in those towers. So because of the big news and because of the hard lockdown, which was of course deeply regrettable, the state government, and thanks for that. We really do thank the state government for investing how much? $31.7 million. So $31.7 million can do what? Simply can really get more developments or more properties, which is about, from what I heard from a few people who they work for DHS, per Zoom meeting, such as, for example, the head of community engagements, the head of recruitment, the head of relocations. So about 450. 31.7 million can make 450 apartments or bigger houses, which is more secure and better living than, of course, the crowding living condition in those towers. Now, let's talk about the eligibility. Who is eligible to relocate or to move out of the towers? We don't know which towers, of course, and I'll tell you how the selection came about. Who are eligible to move out of the towers to a bigger house and a better house? The eligibility, let me first go through the eligibility so quickly. The eligibility means, and I'll tell you about the selection criteria, for example, okay? Eligibility is, you got to live in the Public Housing Commission, one of those towers. We don't know which one. It could be one of the 6 around here, or could be one of the 43, and the community is quite big. And number 2, family members should be at least 7 or more. And we know that in our community, 7 means father, mother, and 5 children. But we know that many of our communities have got more than 5 children. And the third condition would be living with serious medical condition, underlying serious medical condition, and we don't know exactly what does that mean. There's a lot of chronic disease, medical conditions for children, for our older people, is cancer, for example, classified as underlying medical condition. How about anaphylaxis, children who live with asthma? There's so many diseases, but we don't know which one. So this is the eligibility. The eligibility: living in a flat, 7 or more, and underlying and serious medical conditions. So if you have that, you may relocate and go and live somewhere else by the counseling and the discussion and conversations and so on with the head of relocation. Now, how are they determined? And can people apply?